Now I've got some Pulmonaria here, one of those modest spring plants that's never going to be a star, but is always playing a really valuable supporting role. This is blue Ensign, and you can see that's a rich, good blue. And blue is the rarest colour in the garden, so you want to find it out and use it. And what you'll find very commonly in Pulmonaria, and I've got some back here, is you get pink and blue on the same plant. They will start a pinky colour and then turn blue. But they hybridise all the time so that you can end up with rather muddy colours. So by adding a really strong blue, I'm adding a jolt of colour back in and getting some energy. It's one of the easiest plants you could possibly grow. It's not a native. It comes from Central European woodland, but has been grown in this country since medieval times as a medicinal plant called lungwort. And it's called lungwort because if you look at the foliage, its mottled display, people thought it looked like lungs. So they would boil it up and take it for asthma or bronchitis. I wouldn't try that myself. And all it needs to thrive is a bit of shade and some reasonable moisture in the soil. And although this is opened out, there's still a little bit of shade here all the year round, and blue Ensign as a variety is better adapted than some other Pulmonarias to being in full sun. So there'll be no problem here at all. Just pop it in the ground there. There she goes. The most noticeable problem that you get with Pulmonarias is a white mould that covers the foliage if they get too dry. If they do get mouldy, just cut off the foliage, and I like to do that anyway, round about the beginning of June, cut them right back to the ground so you get fresh new foliage, and that tends not to get mouldy at all. And then I cut them back again in November so that they start their growth in spring absolutely from a basal point. Now this one doesn't come true from seed, but you can divide it very easily. So you can keep your stock by dividing the plants, or occasionally buying in new ones, as I have done here. And they're not an expensive plant. But one of those ones that are no trouble. They just spread themselves around, and you can rather take them for granted, like so many other plants that appear at this time of year. The crocus and the snowdrops and the pulmonarias and euphorbias coming through.